Alright, so just came from seeing the Superman 2025 movie. I have some, I'm kind of a little disappointed, but still, I'm just a little indifferent about this movie. I mean, of course, it was cool, it was fun to watch, but it was just like a typical average between good and average movie. So, I don't think it lived up to its hype. I'll explain why. Now, this movie is about 2 hours long, so it's about the average time span of a movie, which is usually about an hour, 30 minutes or so to 2 hours. So, yeah. So basically, I wanted to say first, if it wasn't for Lex Luthor and it being involved in this movie, Nicholas Hoult did an amazing job playing as Lex Luthor. He was definitely the star of the show, and I think not the show, of this movie, and he definitely carried this movie to make it beyond an average movie. Like the villains is what made the movies good. He brought out that sadistic, obsessed, crazy, evil, manipulating, criminal mastermind side of Lex Luthor. Also sociopath as well. That's another trait of Lex Luthor. And he did an amazing job portraying that character of Lex Luthor. And I would say he should be nominated for Oscar for portraying that. We finally got to see how Lex Luthor acts in real life. Well, when you transition him from the comics to a live action movie, it was amazing. I will say if they do decide to make another movie with Lex Luthor, he should definitely be a very good considerate actor for Lex Luthor. He did an amazing job. He really carried this movie. And I hate to say it, but he made me want to root for Lex Luthor even more after what I witnessed in this movie. Alright, so I just want to give props to him. Did a wonderful job. Especially that office scene when Superman had escaped. That was really good. He really brought out that angerness how Lex Luthor is, especially when Superman gets the best of him. Alright. Now, when it comes down to Superman, I was very disappointed in this one. First off, how are you gonna get dominated in your own movie? Just basically just trying to be Superman, just being a beta male punching bag. When him and Ultraman was fighting, I wouldn't consider this Ultraman versus Superman. This is more like Ultraman versus this winning. The entire fight scenes with Ultraman, Superman just kept getting dominated. It was just disappointing, and it sucked. Okay. And yeah, it was cool seeing them fight, but you can't have Superman being dominated like that. I mean, the dude barely got any punches in. I mean, from Man of Steel, General Zod versus Superman, I gotta say that's probably one of the best Superman fights there was. I mean, they both was going blow for blows. They didn't need help with anything. Like this one, Superman needed help with his dog, and that kind of just ruined the move because he's Superman. I understand. He needed help, but not that much help. Just to fight your equal. So that disappointed me greatly. That in the trailers you saw Superman and Ultraman going at it, and the fight didn't live up to its hype. I was disappointed in that. I was also disappointed in Lois Lane. I think she was just annoying. She was better off just being a side chick, or what else they call it, a damsel in distress. If they would turn it that way, that would have been a good Lois Lane. But this one, she sounded more like a naggy wife. No matter what you do, if you do everything right, you always find something wrong to say about you. So she was better off being a side chick in this movie. That's what I thought of her. Alright. Another one of my disappointments was Supergirl. I mean, she totally embarrassed. That was just I thought it was just embarrassing how Supergirl acting. They basically just turned into some type of drunk alcoholic, and I thought that was very stupid. And it was just real dumb, and that was just stupid. I tell you what, I'd rather have this Supergirl than the one I saw in Superman 2025. And for that person who left a comment saying you have issue with my DEI Supergirl, just to let you know, I'd rather have this Supergirl play the role rather than that drunk, no good Kryptonian. I want to say something else, but than her. That's just embarrassing. Now, that's something I didn't like. I thought it was just dumb. Alright. So, I will say the scenes, I was also disappointed in the fight scenes as well. It didn't really feel Superman was actually, you don't get that feeling of seeing Superman fly. It was just, I couldn't get into the fight scenes in this movie. Alright, that was another one. I'm also disappointed, of course, the suit. I tried my best to get past it, but every time I saw it, it was just, every time it appeared on scene, I just gotta say it's probably one of the goofiest Superman suits I've ever seen. The trunks was just too big on them. The padding was just, sucked. I mean, I tried my best to like it, I couldn't. A little disappointing. I hated it. Alright, now of course, I am happy that they introduced all these new wonderful characters. Like Green Lantern, Guy Gardner actually, Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, and Metamorpho. Well, in this movie they call them Elements Man. But either way, I was glad they introduced those movie characters. They did bring incitement to this movie. They each had their own personality. Guy Gardner's a jerk, like he was in the comics. I don't know much about Hawkgirl's personality or Mr. Terrific, and Metamorpho. How you pronounce his name? But I was a little disappointed in Metamorpho's. His voice was just, it didn't fit the character. I don't know if he's some type of human, but I was expecting to have more like an alien like voice, like all groggy or something, like something like that rather than some regular human. I just thought that voice didn't fit him. But also, I would say I really liked the dog. Krypto was very entertaining. He's like one of those stubborn dogs, the ones where you gotta get an actual trainer to teach him how to behave. Krypto was a terrible dog, but also very entertaining. Now I will say, I don't know who came up with that design for Krypto, but they could have done a whole lot better with Krypto. If you ever watch the comics, I don't know what kind of dog that was in the comics, but if they would have did that type of dog, he would look more like a super dog. At least add some muscle to him also, because he is super. So I thought the design could have been better for the dog as well. Okay, but this movie, I gotta say, it's fun to watch. Just don't expect Superman being all great and all that other stuff. But I will say, I think this is one of the realest Superman movies there will ever be, especially for this time era. You ever notice how when you see, if you watch the movie, you see people recording and stuff, even when they're in danger. You see them recording Superman and recording the fights and all that, all the stuff that's going on, and they'll rather risk their lives to die just to get a viral shot video or something, rather than trying to save themselves. Or you get the idea. You see it all the time, today's era. People rather record something just to get their 15 minutes of fame than rather than rescue their own lives or call the police or something. So it definitely fits in this era. This is how exactly life would be if Superman exactly existed. A good example of that also was when Lex Luthor was able to manipulate the media into supposedly get him to lie about Superman's real purpose on this earth, which was to, I guess, conquer it for himself. I thought that was a great definition of how the world is today, how people are so gullible to believe anything. Even the people who witnessed Superman save them from the monster, they even turned on him. Most people are followers, they're not leaders. They can't think for themselves. You probably, yeah, that's the way I see it. They say, oh, I can think for myself. And then as soon as something happens, they just follow the crowd. So let this be a lesson to you. Be a leader and not a follower. It doesn't matter what others think, as long as you're doing it the right way and just try to live a good life. Alright, and so yeah, that's another thing that I really liked about this movie, and how it really relates to how realistic life would be if Superman existed in the real world today. So that's one thing I will say why this is one of the realest Superman movies in this 2000s era. The CGI was pretty cool. I didn't have no problems with that. The characters, were good for the most part. It was cool. That's all I can really think of for now. Oh, so yeah, I would say for James Gunn, at least you tried to make a Superman movie, which I am happy, because Superman is one of my favorite superheroes. But just stick with making Avatar movies. Okay, that's your era and your field of expertise. And I hope they just leave this as a standalone Superman movie. Just let it be. They don't need a sequel or a show. Just leave it as is and just do a refresh start. Okay, that's what I think of this movie. Also, other than that, I'm really starting to lose hope with these movies. So I'm really hoping the Fantastic Four can redeem itself when it comes down to superhero movies. I'm very excited about that one. I'm going to review that as well. Okay, but next week is going to be pretty stressful. I just got a visit from a silver alien looking thingy. Was telling me how be prepared for the Devourer of Worlds to come visit me at my doorstep. So I don't know what's that all about, but you guys just be ready. I don't know what's going on, and I'm terrified. So I have to meet this Devourer of Worlds next week, and hopefully I'll be able to get some get some good videos out of this, and hopefully the world will still be around once he gets here. Alright? And go Fantastic. And again, Superman, you always be my favorite superhero, and nothing's gonna change that. And this movie, I'm still excited that they made this Superman movie, because it's about time. And they need to make a Superman game. And I'm so tired of Superman being overlooked as a character. I'm tired of them holding, they always holding Superman back, and which is one of the things I was thinking about. Even though that's another thing. I always thought that Superman was nerfed very hard in this movie, but at the same time, I understand why. I think he's aware that they're actually, if he's not careful how he uses his powers, many people are going to get hurt. So I think that's another why he himself decides to hold back. But based on the fight scenes and stuff, I think Superman was nerfed hard. And I really want to see more Superman using his powers besides super strength, like we see most of the time. We got a little bit of a cool heat vision scene, a little super breath hidden scene as well. But I also wanted to see use his cold breath, and I know he has a few other powers he can use. So I want to see more of that in some upcoming Superman movies. And just for the love of God, make a damn Superman game. Alright? And enjoy this video.